So another frequently asked question we have is, it's more of a statement. Team meetings make no sense for my sport. What would you say to that?
It's easy to do team meetings, or it's easy to do meetings in a classroom. And it's easy to do meetings in a workplace and family meetings. And it makes sense to try to use that method, that tool in those settings. In sports setting, it looks a little bit different. And I stumbled on it accidentally. This is even before positive discipline. I didn't realize that's what we were doing, but it's probably the best way to adapt it. Instead of team meetings regularly, you've got to have those meetings at the beginning of the season where you're all sitting down and you're engaging. Like we were talking about in one of the other FAQs, you're setting standards, you're setting goals for the season, you're setting team values, all of that, so that you all have a framework from which to work. You're basically, what you're doing is you're putting all the furniture in the environment so that you have the furniture and tools to use as the season goes. That meeting sets that up. Then team meetings may not look like this. We're all going to sit down, we're going to have a talking stick, and we're going to pass it around. What it may look like is at the beginning of every practice, everybody bring it in, quick debrief on what happened at the game, maybe. Tell them what the theme is for the night. This is what we'd like to work on. Any suggestions for anything that you want to work on, anything you saw about the game. And now we're having a team meeting. Any issues we need to address as a team. So you can ask some of the same questions in short form there in that quick huddle. You're doing a couple things. One, the huddle is building connection and unity. You're building a unit of people who are striving towards a common goal. If coaches want to build competitors, you have to understand that the root word for competition is competere. It's Latin, to strive together. So if you want very competitive athletes, teach them to strive together, build unity. So that's what you're doing when you're having these circled up team meetings, is you're creating connection. You're also creating safety because we're shoulder to shoulder in a circle. Nobody's better than anybody else because it's a circle, and we're safe. Then during practice, you can hold them to what was discussed in the team meeting. Again, it was their idea. And after practice, this is the best time. After practice, you call them in. And we used to do values shout outs. We had team values, and we'd call everybody in, and we'd be shoulder to shoulder. And usually it starts with the coach. And I'd be like, Mikey, way to show our value of respect when Susie fell down and you stopped for a moment and helped her up. That was very respectful. And you get the kudos of respect athlete of the day. You're reinforcing the values as a team you decided on. You're making Mikey feel really good about himself, but everybody else is going, wait a minute. I've got respect. I want to get the respect athlete. So now you've got everybody striving together to exhibit those behaviors, and you're creating rather than comparison, kids comparing themselves to each other, you're creating a common ground for them, because other kids will then start to see it in each other and they'll start to respect. Because remember, I connected into somebody. You helped Susie. And so now what's going to happen is the kids start to figure it out, and your team meetings become, you circle them up and they come in and somebody jumps in and goes, I want to say something, coach. I wanted to say to Timmy that I thought it was really good integrity, because that's one of our values. When the ball went out of bounds off his foot and he said, it went off me, good integrity, Timmy. They start calling each other out. And guess what happens? That happens in games. It happens away from the game. And all of a sudden they're running the team. And again, you're creating competitors. They are competitors at heart. And by doing this, you're creating a competitive mindset to always be at their very best and push each other to be at their very best.
Yeah, absolutely. Pushing each other, isn't it? But not that kind of pushing.
Yeah, it's not like a push-pull. It's come with me. Come with me. We're going together. Yeah.
It's beautiful. I'm getting all happy thinking about it. I'm imagining that huddle. I'm in there with them.